Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Press Box, episode number 39. I'm here and your co host, Kenny Varner. Kenny V, what's up?
Oh, not too much now. Uh, the high school season came to a close, and we're now starting on the summer season. So, looking forward to this episode and catch everybody up with what happened last week in sports.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, wasn't it? With a lot of District 6 teams, local teams battling for state championships. Um, Good, bad. The one thing we want to say before Kenny and I both, before we get started, is our hearts, our prayers go out to the officer Raymond Rougeau and his family, and the tragedy that happened on Saturday down in Mifflintown in Juniata County. And it's just everybody there has been affected by it, and our prayers go out to them. How about it, Kenny?
Oh, most definitely a very tragic situation. Like you said, our prayers and our hearts go out to all involved.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to bring some guests on. Um, Travis Queasy. We was going to talk about the softball and he's the athletic director for Juniata and the girls wrestling that's going to be at Juniata. But we decided that it was better to just wait a little bit, like a week or so,
Mhm.
and because of the effects of what's going on down there,
Mhm.
and let people grieve. So
Mhm.
it's just you and I, buddy.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll
um,
just, we'll just have to hope people don't get bored with us too quick.
Definitely.
So we're going to go over everything softball and baseball. Where do you want to start, Kenny? You want
Uh
to do?
we'll start with the baseball side of things.
Let's do baseball. We're going to start. We're going to do our locals first, but then we're going to talk a little bit about everybody that won. So uh, we'll start out in. Oh, I'm in the softball. Excuse me. See, I have the results right here because I get forgetful. We're going to have right here, we'll start with 4A. Dallas and the Bellefonte Red Raiders, and Bellefonte a 7-1 win, dominating with their second district six. I mean, district with their second state championship. They won their first in 2016, and the Red Raiders pretty much handled Dallas 7-1. Pretty easy, buddy.
Oh yeah, they made it look easy. Good pitching performance by Dom Caparella. Um, and then great performance from their leadoff hitter, Trevor Johnson, who we've talked about on this show before, and how hot he's been hitting lately. Just a great overall performance by the whole team. Um, at the beginning of the year, I think we talked about this, but they were one of the ones that were predicted to actually win the state championship. A couple people had them as their favorites, and it's actually come true. And the season had its ups and downs for them, but they got hot when it mattered, and that's all what it's about. You know that, and having real good pitching. And Belfont did have all those components and came out with the victory.
And you live up in Bellefonte, so I can imagine what the atmosphere was like there after they came back uh,
Oh,
from State College. So tell me what went on.
well, I guess they were escorted by over 10 different fire companies. They had a little parade, a welcoming back and congratulations gathering. And, all of Belfont pretty much was there to cheer them on and congratulate them on a job well done.
Well, think about it. It is kind of an advantage, Bellefonte. I mean, how far is it from Bellefonte to State College? You probably know.
If you hit all the stop signs and red lights, it'll probably take you 20 minutes.
Okay. And you're talking about Dallas was like a
Mm-hmm.
2.5 hour trip down.
Yeah.
I think that makes a difference. I mean, no excuses, and I'm not taking away from what Bellefonte did, but travel plays a part too.
Oh,
And
most definitely.
but still, the Red Raiders 7-1 was dominating.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got to the one that shocked me: Double A battle for the first time ever. Two District 6 teams playing for the state championship. Bald Eagle area. And Bald Eagle, hey, they're good. This was their 10th appearance in the state tournament, and it's their second state win. They won a title in 2007, but they crushed Mount Union 11-0 in 5 innings. This is Mount Union that was making their 7th appearance in the state finals. They had won 4. They were tied with Riverside for the most state championships in PIAA history, but they lost that. And I mean, it was just Eagles got like 5 runs in the first inning.
Yeah, it was amazing. Especially when we talked last week, it's hard to beat a Mount Union team once, even harder twice, but almost dang near impossible 3 times. But hats off to Bald Eagle, they did just that, and they got better each time they won. The first game 1-0, then it was 5-1, I believe, and then for the championship it was 11-0. So in 5 innings, so the Eagles got hot when they needed to, and they proved that the first 2 times weren't a fluke.
No, yeah, that's that they have beaten. It's hard to do that, especially with a team like Mount Union. They beat Mount Union. Mount Union had, if I'm not mistaken, Mount Union finished 24-3, and all 3 losses were to Bald Eagle area.
Right. That's just crazy, but yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And we talked about before we got on the kind of sports season, and they do every once in a while. They get a class of athletes like this. I remember 1999, the Bald Eagle was good in football. They won the state championship in wrestling, and they won the state championship in boys track. And this year, wow, we were talking about it. They made the District 6 finals in football. They won the District 6 tournament in wrestling. And now here, their baseball wins a state championship. And we'll get to this a little later. Their softball team was in the state finals. And I mean, it's been a crazy, great season for Bald Eagle area. I'm sure athletic director Doug Dyke is enjoying the ride right now with what the sports teams are doing up there at Wingate.
Oh, most definitely. And Doug's been such a great guy getting the word out of his team's results, and having the Eagles ambassador. They stream. They do. They stream the games, and they get the word out about the teams. And this has been one of those seasons. I guess you could say that the winning is contagious. Um, it started off with football, and then a nice little bookend here for the baseball team with the state title.
You bet. Good times there. That was 2 parades in Center County, because I'm sure Bald Eagle area got one too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. A lot of pictures on Facebook. Facebook was flooded with Bald Eagle and Bellefonte pictures, and different congratulations from different organizations. And yeah, it was great to see a lot of pride up here, a lot of diehard sports fans, and it was just great to see everyone come out and support these kids, especially at the actual games itself.
And I'm going to do a quick rundown here, just so I'm a completist. I want to get the whole spring season done here in baseball. 6A, Father Judge won their first ever state championship in 6A. They beat Mount Lebanon 4-1. In 5A, Strathaven They fell. They lost to Shaler 9-8. That was Strathaven's first appearance in the state finals. That's the school Dave Berman went to, but it was called Wallingford or something like that back then. So Shaler with the state title, and they had their softball team in the state finals too and lost. But then you know about Bellefonte over Dallas. The game of state powers, AAA, Camp Hill, Riverside. Riverside had won 4 state championships. This was their 5th appearance. Camp Hill had won 3 state championships. This was their 6th appearance in the finals, and it was 4-0 Riverside. And Riverside now, with 5 state titles, is the most in PIAA history. They were tied with Mount Union. And the thing that's crazy, and you know how hard this is to do in baseball, it happens more than you think in softball, but Riverside went 25-0.
Oh, wow.
They are the only team that was in the state play finals in baseball that went undefeated in the state. And that shows you how tough it is to do. Bald Eagle, as we said, beat Mount Union. And then in single A, Clarion won their first state title. They beat DuBois Central Catholic in a battle of District 9, 4-1. So that was the end of the baseball season. Now we move softball. And let's go to the game you were at, the game that was a heartbreaker, but in AAA, Mid-Valley won their first state title. This was a battle of 2 teams that had never won a state title. They beat Juniata 1-0 on an error in the first inning. So the run that Liz Gager gave up was unearned. Mid-Valley wins 1-0. I listened to it on Juniata County radio. It was a heck of a game. They had a chance. Was it the 5th or 6th inning with runners on first and second, no outs, and couldn't score them.
Yeah, unfortunately, they grounded out to a double play, third to first double play, which is pretty rare for softball at that age group. And it was just one of those things where the Indians hit the ball hard, but the Mid-Valley defense was just came up big when it needed to.
Gager, 10 strikeouts, an unearned run, had a great game. And, they had Runco, right? Isn't that her name?
Runco, yep.
She's a heck of a pitcher, too, and a great hitter. She's going to Villanova. And, as everybody knows, Gazier's going to Fordham. So you had 2 great pitchers on there going at it. And Mid-Valley, I think in the end it came down to experience, because this is Mid-Valley's 2nd state finals appearance in 3 years. In 2021, they lost to Mount Pleasant in the finals. So I think that having experience in that championship game matters, but a heck of a season for the Indians. Nothing to hang their head about. And, Kenny, they only got 2 seniors on that team.
Oh, yeah, I know. And the way the response was after the game, there is one word that really specifically states how these girls are. They're classy. They were very, great in defeat, and they were disappointed, which, anyone would be in that situation, but they handled themselves with dignity and pride, and they're looking to come back. And I was able to talk to Liz after the game, and I wouldn't put it past the Indians to have a better year next year than they did this year. They're already getting ready for the next season.
Oh, absolutely. And they had like freshmen and sophomores in key starting places. And they are not, this year was a kind of a surprise to people. They are not going to sneak up on anybody next year. They're going to be one of the favorites. And that'll be interesting to see, Kenny, how they, because here they were like not expected to do much,
Right.
even though we knew they had a good team, they weren't expected to get this far. Now we're going to see how they play when the bullseye's on their back, because they're not going to surprise anybody next year. They're going to be one of the favorites to be back in this state title game.
Yeah, they're going from the hunters to the bee hunted.
Yes.
All in a matter of a season here, which I believe that team's up for the challenge. And when I was up in the press box, a lot of the broadcasters from the local ESPN station that was covering um, Mid Valley were really talking Liz up and the players as well, their performance and stuff, because I guess pretty much I don't think that Mid Valley lost a game the entire season, did they?
Yeah, they were. I don't know who they lost to, but they ended the year 23-2.
Okay.
But as I said, this was their. Okay, you look at the difference. Mid Valley, it's their second finals appearance in 3 years. It was their 15th appearance in the state tournament. Juniata, first appearance in the state tournament, first appearance in the finals. So there was an experience factor that Juniata didn't have, but now they have it. They know what the state playoffs are like. They know what the finals is going to be like, all the attention in that. And I think next year, they're one of the favorites. There's no doubt about it. You got an older, more mature senior in Liz Gazer, and these freshmen and sophomores are going to be mature, older, game experience. They're going to be tough.
Oh yeah, and leadoff hitter Reagan Lowry, she is something else, and she's only going to get better too in time. Great catcher. It was a nice put out by the outfield Juniata in the contest, and even though they were down by one, they could have. A lot of teams fold when they're that young and their first appearance in a big game like that. But hats off to the Indians; they never quit and came up with some big plays to keep them in the game.
And I agree with Michael's comment there, Michael Gazer. They are going to be back with a vengeance next year. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And Kenny, you were going to talk about this. Michael commented on this too. The Juniata crowd that was up there at Beard Field. Tell me about that, buddy.
Oh, it was amazing. I was there probably about an hour early, and to watch all the red come in, and they just kept coming. They kept coming and kept coming, and it was probably they outnumbered Mid Valley's fans by at least 3-1 or 4-1. Even when you thought things would start to slow down, you'd see a bus or you see a bunch of people get out of their cars, and they just kept coming in, and I even saw a lot of Mifflin County people up there supporting Juniata as well, wearing the red, and it was great. It was great. They had a lot to cheer about because it was a good game. They were that close. Liz only threw a two-hitter, and they were in that game, and they were starting to hit Runco. It's just that it was like atom balls, or they would make a great catch here or there. So, the crowd was definitely into it. Gave them a standing ovation after the game. They didn't leave. They were there to support their kids even after the game was over. And they were getting the runner-up trophies and stuff. It was great. It was great. The fans were just terrific, and I think they are just going to get bigger from here on in.
What I thought was pretty cool too was what you touched on it briefly. There was a lot of people that were texting me in that there was a lot of Mifflin County people, residents, Mifflin County, that were really cheering Juniata on, and it was nice to see, that it was other areas, other counties besides Juniata that were really supporting this team. It was a little bit like, and I know you remember this, Kenny. It was a little bit like Lewistown girls basketball in 97, 98. The way the counties got behind that, and it was like there was a You know, a lot of Juniata Countyans were supporting Lewistown in their run, and I think it's pretty cool the way the neighboring counties, support each other when there's a good team that's got a chance to do something special.
Yeah, it was very, very impressive, and it was heartwarming. It was great to see. Um, it's something I'll never forget. That's for sure.
And it's like I said in the column I wrote for you. They've got the coaching. There's no doubt about that. They've got the coaching, and I just think, just imagine Liz, a year older, more mature, and used to the state spotlight. And I think, oh my God, it's hard to believe, but she could be. But I think she'll probably be even more devastating her senior year than she was this year, if you can believe that.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I talked to her, she had that look in her eyes. I don't want to sound cliche, but she did have the eye of the tiger. She wants to
Play the
get
Rocky
back in.
music, man.
Yeah. No, but she's determined. And when you have an athlete like that with a little bit of a chip on her shoulder and anxious to get things going again, my money's with that. There's going to be some good things next year.
But I really didn't realize that when I was writing that column for you. I didn't realize that how young they were on that roster. There's a lot of freshmen and sophomores on that roster. That's scary that they got this far, and another year, and older, stronger, more mature. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to put pressure on them already, but it's there for the taking if they want it.
Oh, most definitely. They definitely they actually moved up a step in their in their game, and they've got some experience now to go with that appearance. So next year, they know what to deal with and what it takes to get to that point again. So
yeah, I agree. They just need to get rid of that Bub guy. He's an anchor. I love to tease Craig.
But that's one thing you got to love about that team too is they like to have fun. They play the game the right way. They take it seriously when it has to be, but whenever it's time to have fun, they do. And Craig's one of the ones that keeps them loose.
And that's a great thing. Look at the success Penn State wrestling's had. Cael Sanderson makes it fun. As hard as it is, it's world famous now in their wrestling room. They play dodgeball. And they have fun. Yeah. He makes them play dodgeball all the time. And Mark Hall told me once, national champion at Penn State, that Cael, it's hard work, but Cael wants it to be fun. And I'm not surprised that you mentioned about Craig like that, because good coaching staffs do that. Yes, they're serious. They want to win, but it's also got to be fun. And you and I have done this a lot, covered a lot of teams, a lot of good teams in a lot of years. And one of the things they had in common is this, they didn't play tight. They enjoyed it. They had fun.
Right. Most definitely.
And that's a key. So good luck, Indians.
Yes.
Next year, we will be rooting for you. And it'll be cool whenever spring rolls around again to see what they can do.
Yes, it is. It is definitely going to be fun.
And you get to cover it, lucky dog.
Yes, that's one of the perks. Yeah. Oh man, yes, definitely. As long as Liz doesn't hit me with another foul ball, we'll be fine.
I'd like to see that, actually. Sorry, Kenny. I'd like to see that.
Okay.
I need you to stand in front of one of her line drives if I'm there.
Oh, no, thank you.
Just to
No, thank
watch
you.
your lightning fast reflexes.
My face turning blue and me going down on my knees.
All righty. Double A. We didn't take this team serious last week in our predictions, Kenny, and we paid for it. Everett,
Definitely.
undefeated, proved they were damn good, destroying Bald Eagle area 12-1. And that was Everett's first appearance in the state finals. It was Bald Eagle's 7th. That tied Pennsbury for second most all time in state appearances. Bald Eagle has won 2 state state titles previously in 2005 and 2009. So we know about their tradition. And Everett finished 26-0, stuck it to them.
Yeah, this one was a pretty close one there until I believe the 5th inning, and then things just went off the rails for the Eagles. Um, One thing about Everett, they were a team just like we had talked about Juniata being. They had fun, but they when it needed to get serious, they get serious. Very, very disciplined team. Um, and it was just one of those days where
I'm
they had all the momentum.
I'm sorry, you mentioned the Bald Eagles pitcher. Okay, what's her name?
Sierra Albright.
She's pretty good, right?
Oh, very good. Yes.
Now, I don't know. Did you get a chance to cover this game?
Yes, that was actually a Thursday game. So,
What the heck happened? 12 runs.
hmm,
You think it nerves or anything like that?
yeah, I think it was kind of maybe like what happened with Mount Union. They got a couple runs, and then it's just like um they just lost their confidence. They didn't give up, but you could see in their eyes that you know they saw it come. It was like, oh no, here it comes, and Everett took advantage of that. They were hitting the ball to the holes where they needed to, and things just came unglued pretty quick. But like I said, I believe it was a 0-0 game going into the 5th inning. So for 80% of the game, it was close. It was anyone's ball game, but that 5th inning really just ripped it.
Just snowballed on them, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
And didn't you say Albright's like a sophomore?
yeah. She's only a sophomore, so
Yeah, Bald Eagle will be back.
oh yeah, definitely. And I don't believe that they're losing too many either from that team. So I see them. I think also they might have been like a year ahead of what they had planned. You know what I mean? One of those teams that they think that they might make a run next year instead of this year, and they just happened to get hot at the right time as well, and came in a year earlier than maybe what a lot of us thought they would.
So we should see. There's a good chance Bald Eagle area and Juniata will both be back in the state finals next year.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah, if everything goes well, and both have a good season where the injury bug stays away, um, I think both of them should wind up right back at University Park.
I'm just curious now. How many times have you been hit with a line drive?
Uh, since I started, well, I got hit one year from Mount Union baseball, um, and then this one. So twice in my whole career, I
Twice.
got hit. Yeah, but the second one hurt quite a bit more than what the first one did.
Now, I haven't covered anything live in about a year, but because of my condition. But
Mhm.
I actually was lucky enough. I never got hit with a line drive
Oh wow, that's awesome.
ever, baseball or softball.
Jeez.
Came close, but never got it.
Mm.
So finishing up softball, 6A was like Riverside Camp Hill in AAA baseball. This was a battle of two powers, North Penn, four-time state champions, against Hempfield area, four-time state champions.
Mm.
And as you know, Mifflin County lost in the first round to Hempfield 5-0.
Mhm.
Not a bad loss to a team like this, but in the end, 1-0 North Penn wins, and they finished the season 28-0.
Oh, wow.
And they won state title number 5. So what a job by North Penn. Them and Everett were the only undefeated teams in softball this year.
And both won too. So yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
5A, Northern York, the underdog in the Shaler two-time state champion. It was their 6th appearance in the finals. Northern York, with their first appearance in the finals, 3-2 in extra innings, 9 innings over Shaler for their first state title. In 4A, Blue Mountain won their first state title with a 3-2 win over Montour of District 7. So Blue Mountain with their first state title. We already talked about Mid Valley and Juniata and Bald Eagle Everett. And then in single A, Tri Valley with their second state title, their second in 3 years. They won in 2021, and now in 23 they beat Union 6-3. We had 5 teams in the District 6 finals. We went 2-3 with Bald Eagle and Bellefonte baseball bringing home titles. Not bad.
No,
Not bad to have the 5 teams in the finals for District 6 is an all-time record.
Mm.
So, great job. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's an excellent job. I loved it. Mother Nature didn't like it last Friday, so they canceled the games till Saturday. But it was still a good weekend for baseball.
What do you think about that, Kenny? Michael said Reagan doesn't get enough credit. Reagan Lowry, best catcher in the state.
I agree with that statement. I definitely do.
You better, or they'd kill you if you go back down to Mifflin Town.
Yeah, they'd sit me right at the third baseline, right?
Yeah, that was inappropriate. I really wasn't thinking when I said that.
Oh,
I apologize. I do. I didn't mean it to be insensitive. You know, it's just a figure of speech, but it isn't the right time to say that. Sorry, they wouldn't like you in Mifflin Town. That's better?
Yeah, they'd look at my car and just tell me to head on out.
Egg it.
But yeah, exactly.
Throw rotten fruit at you and vegetable.
That might make my car look a little better. But no.
So let me ask you. You cover them. What makes Reagan such a good catcher?
Well, I've seen her in the championship game, able to put the tag on, a very tough catch and tag to save a run from being scored. I believe that was in the top of the 5th or bottom of the 4th. I'm not sure. All these games are starting to, I'm starting to get a little mixed up with what happened where, but I do remember that Reagan put a heck of a tag on the girl to save a run. She's just a leader, I've seen her get in some clutch situations, and she also gets on base, which helps Liz when she gets to the plate, which is a good combination, a 1-2 punch there. Yeah, when you just know it when you see a good player, and she's not very, some players can be very brash and outspoken, and she's very quiet. She does her job and very workmanlike, I guess you'd say. that maybe that's why she goes overlooked a lot, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. She's what, a sophomore, right?
Yes, I believe so.
That's pretty rare too for a sophomore catcher to be that good. That's a position that usually takes time for
Hmm.
to be really solid at it.
Right. And be confident. Confidence is a huge thing, especially for kids that age. Um, and she has it early, and it's one of the things that she brings to the table is that quiet confidence.
Awesome. And now, it was a great spring season. I mean, really great for what these, and there was a lot of teams we talked about before we got on here. Penns Valley made it to states,
Hmm.
Penns Valley softball, and I mean it was just a really good spring season all around for the teams in Mifflin, Juniata, and Center counties. I mean, you had Mifflin County made states for the
Hmm.
third year in a row. Um, as we said, Penns Valley softball, Mifflin County softball, you know, and then all these teams that got to the state finals. Just a
Hmm.
just a great year for our area in the spring sports.
Almost definitely. Like even lacrosse, and you got track and field.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
almost forgot. I'm sorry. I mean, how can you not mention from down at Logan Strasser? You know,
Right.
two silver medals, came very close both times to state uh, to uh, to a state championship. It was
Hmm.
it was a great year and a great spring season for our teams in our area. Go ahead. I'm
And
sorry.
oh, I was just going to say, and one player that maybe gets definitely gets overlooked because of the sport isn't as big around here as it is in other places, but Juniata's Zane Weitzel, uh, District 6 champion.
That's right.
Um, that seems like ages ago, but that was another feat that the Indians brought home. It was been quite a year for the Indians as well.
Yeah, it was a great time. That excitement for the softball was just like it was. I covered the state finals in wrestling when Juniata beat Brockway.
Mm,
It was just amazing the people that were at. That is when they won the Doles, the state Doles. That was the first year they had it at the Giant Center.
wow.
The Giant Center had just opened, and the old Hershey Park building they stopped using. The Giant Center
Hmm.
was built, and that was the first one at the
Hmm.
Giant Center. And I was just remembering like how crazy awesome that was.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was, and the feel around Juniata softball at that time, this season here reminded me when they were going through their playoff run. Reminded me of the Indian wrestling team who did win a state title in 2003.
And what's really great about this whole season too is 20 years from now we'll be talking about the 2023 Lady Indians. They've cemented um, their stamp into Juniata, sports lore, and that's just awesome.
Yeah, and unfortunately, what happened down there put a little bit of a damper on it,
Mm. Mhm.
on the poor kids coming home. I guess they had to get off at East Juniata,
Oh wow.
their bus.
Mm.
So, I mean, terrible for them to come home to that and what
Hmm.
went down there. But, you know, you
Yeah.
got to move on from that and heal
Hmm.
and make sure it never happens again.
Most definitely.
All right, let's talk about what's coming up now. High school is over, but there's still
Hmm.
stuff in the summer. Update us on what's going on at Kenny Varner.
Okay. Well, not even a couple days from the state championships, the Little League softball All Stars have gotten underway, and in the 12 U's, Mifflin County has gotten off to a 2-0 start, and so has Nittany Valley. Nittany Valley is a combination of Pleasant Gap, Marion Walker, and Bellefonte. So both of them have gotten off to a great start, and they will actually meet in the top bracket here on Friday to move on to get one step closer to a district title.
Good. We cheer them on, root for them.
Yeah. 10-year-old has just kicked off to the softball all-stars. Mifflin County fell last night to Nittany Valley. It was a 14-5 game, but there's a lot of good talent coming up through both systems. It's very encouraging to see. It's a lot of good pitchers coming up, and that'll be probably finishing up here next week. But starting Sunday is the Little League baseball for I believe the 10, 11, is it 10, 11, 12 U's? All are going to get started off here. Big Valley is representing Mifflin County. You have State College, you have Bellefonte, Bald Eagle. Lot of good games coming up. Big Valley starts off their leg of it here on Sunday at 6 out at Belleville. So those will be heating up here soon, and I guess that Mifflin County's Cal Ripken had a big tournament this past weekend, and Juniata County advanced in a couple of the divisions, as well as I believe one or two Mifflin counties. So they're heading to the next step of all-star competition.
Nice, and we're going to have Babe Ruth is coming up with their tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Some in the area, I think, play Teener League.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff's going to go down, and we're going to have a lot of summer stuff with summer basketball, summer wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to keep this going all the way through. We're not going to shut down. We'll have more guests, more talk, just loving the local sports around here. How about it, buddy?
Oh, definitely. And what's kind of fun about this one is you could be sitting at home one day and get an email saying, "Hey, there's a game tomorrow." It always comes out of the blue, so you never know what to expect from day after day. But we're, like you said, we're going to keep it going. A lot of good athletics. It may not be high school, but we're going to talk about the whole game, kit and caboodle from Little League all the way up.
Yeah. Did you see that announcement today, wrestling?
No, I didn't.
I was all excited for Greg Kirkvliet of Penn State, the heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
He finished second in the country last year, and Mason Paris graduated, the guy who beat him. And I thought, well, Kirkvliet's going to be the favorite. Well, Gable Steveson decided he's going to wrestle his final year of college.
Mm.
And if you know Gable, world champion, Olympic gold medalist, two-time national champion, signed with the WWE. But since he hasn't wrestled a match yet, he still has another year of college. He just took last year off. He has another year of college eligibility. He is going to wrestle and be the heavy favorite. Who's going to beat him?
Oh,
who's going to beat him? Who is going to beat him? Now, they like to call him, a lot of people like to call him the greatest wrestler ever, and that's not true, but he definitely, I think, is the greatest heavyweight. No doubt. He just kills people. But, we got to beat him. Anthony Cassar, Penn State, did it twice.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's long gone and graduated. But yeah, so Kirk Bleed will probably go in number 2 again, and
Poor guy.
Stevenson's just a bear. He hadn't wrestled, I forget how long it was, and he entered the U.S. Open and won it easily over Mason Paris. It got to the finals, and he's just really, really, really good. So that was a bummer. The only thing it would be cool, not for poor Kirk Bleet, if he doesn't want to go back to Minnesota, he doesn't have to. And I'm a greedy Penn State fan. I think it would be pretty neat to see him wrestling in Happy Valley.
Oh, definitely.
Even though it would push Kirk Bleed on the bench. But imagine you already got all these great wrestlers in your lineup. Imagine having Gable Steveson there. Just being greedy. Oh, and if there's any Iowa fans out there, they've recruited some kids like Franczyk and Caliendo from North Dakota State and all that. You're still not going to beat Penn State. Get over it. Sorry, you're not. You can get as many transfers as you want, and it doesn't matter. They're going to have probably 5 or 6 starters that came through the transfer portal. 5 or 6.
Wow.
Through the transfer portal. Penn State will have 2. And it's because simply Kale out recruits the Brands brothers. He out recruits them. I was big. The Brands are a big bunch of crybabies. Every time Penn State smacks them, it brings a giant smile to my face.
Well, didn't one of the coaches from Iowa get into a heated argument at the national championships with?
He's always getting into heated arguments and stuff. I mean, that's Brands' way. I mean, he tried to argue the fall with Ramos and over Spencer Lee, and my God, Ramos had him flat in his back. I mean, I'm watching at home on TV, and you can see it's a pin. I'm sure the ref right down in the action can see his shoulders are down. And so Brands is always whining. It doesn't matter who they bring in. They're not going to beat Penn State. I don't care who they bring in. I don't. Doesn't matter. Like, they recruited this big mouth Anthony Ferrari and from Oklahoma and Jersey or somewhere, but I don't know. His brother AJ wrestled for Oklahoma State for a while until he got in trouble with the law. But Anthony is this big mouth that says, I want to start right away so we can dominate Penn State. Yeah, freshman wants to start right away. You know what happens if they put him with Aaron Brooks? Brooks will tie him into a pretzel. You can tell I have a deep disdain for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Just a little bit.
Well, they were classy under Dan Gable, even though they'd stall all the time. It was be at the edge of the mat, stall, and then hit a takedown late. But they still, with the Brands brothers, they're like classless. And they can't handle it that they're not the big cheese anymore. That's enough about that. But I'm already talking wrestling, and it's summer, man. Tell me to shut up, Kenny.
Oh no, that sports go 24/7 anymore. They overlap each other, and you're good.
I do want to congratulate Trent and Hayden too. Trent finished third at the U.S. Open. Hayden was 5th. Which, nice. If you can place out there. These are stars, man. These are out of college guys. This is the best of the best, and you can place out there. You're freaking good.
Yes.
And Trent still has another year of college, NC State. He said he's moving up to 197. I think he'll be pretty good at 97. I do.
You don't think that'll be a big jump for him then?
No, I think if he was cut, I think sometimes cutting weight is worse than moving up.
Mm.
I mean, wrestling, they've fallen in love with for decades. Cut weight, get down. Sometimes it's best to stay or even move up.
Mm.
I think he'll feel stronger. I think he'll feel like even Hayden said when he went from he was going 157 and then senior year 174. And he said he felt 100 times better because he always had to cut weight and it was hard.
Mm.
You know, you're a growing athlete, adult. You're supposed to gain weight. It's called
Right.
muscle. It's called
Mhm.
muscle. And then you got to deprive yourself and cut weight. It makes you weak sometimes. You remember what he did his freshman year of high school? Trent. He wrestled 113. 113. He did it for the team and he had constant nosebleeds.
Wow. Yeah, I do remember that now.
And it was because of cutting weight.
Mm.
Constant nosebleeds.
Mm.
It's hard sometimes. Yeah. So, you know what time it is.
Uh-oh, I think it's shout-out time.
It's Feeding the Ducks. Kenny Varner and his shout-outs for Wednesday, June 21st. Feel the groove, Kenny. Feel the groove. What's your shout-outs, buddy?
All right. First goes out to Colt Dixon and Evan Russler of Mifflin County. Brought home a state cup championship over the weekend, 2-1 over Lehigh Valley. The boys and their team will advance to regionals and play this weekend at the Proving Grounds. So congratulations on bringing home the cup.
Better believe it. That is a sports name, buddy. Named Colt.
Mm-hmm.
How about it? I like that. Colt Carson. That's what I should have been named. Go ahead.
Congratulations to Port Royal as they finish as the first place winner in the Mifflin County Youth Baseball Minors Super Series last week at Rec Park. Runners up were Joe's OIP. Congratulations to both teams for making it to the championship game, and Port Royal for being the first Juniata team since it's their first year playing against Mifflin County to take the title. So great job, guys.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Congratulations to local Lesser Lumber Classic Juniata players, Casey Smith, Micah Hunt, Waylon Ehrenzeller, and Caleb Smith, who all got nods to play at that All-Star extravaganza.
And Mifflin County had Elijah Osborne and help me. Isaac Wilson were invited to play in it.
Nice.
Shout out to them.
Yes, definitely. And then congratulations to Hartley's as they won the Mifflin County Youth Super Series Major League Championship, 11-10 in extra innings against a tough Greater Vision team. Congratulations to the two on the great season.
Nice.
And Mexico Market Majors finished as the 2023 Juniata County champions. Also, congratulations to both of those teams. And I have a farewell. I know we really haven't talked about this, but I want to give a great farewell to the Mountain League as Bellefonte and Bald Eagle finished the final games as a league. The Mountain League will now be disbanded as a lot of the local Center County teams will be going to the Laurel Highlands to play. So the Mountain League has been around, seems like forever, and with all good things must come to an end. The Mountain League is now officially done.
Yeah, that's a little bit sad. And honestly, I don't know how they're going to work this schedule out, but the traveling they're going to have to do in Laurel Highlands,
Mm-hmm.
unless they split it up where they're going to still be playing most of their opponents are Mountain League opponents.
Mm.
Because, the Laurel Highlands is there in, what is that? Cambria County, right? Johnstown
Right.
and that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop McCourt and teams like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sad farewell to the Mountain League. It was like remember the Big Eight?
Yeah. Yep.
Lewistown and Chief had to say goodbye to the Big Eight.
Mm-hmm.
Now saying goodbye to the Mountain League. It's just like college. Everything's becoming like super conferences,
Right. Mm-hmm. It's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of good memories we had, when Indian Valley and Lewistown and Mifflin County played in the Mountain League.
Mm-hmm.
I think Juniata was in there for a year or two, right?
Yeah, I believe in mid '80s, wasn't it?
I can't remember, but they were in it for a short time. So is that it for the shout outs?
That is it. That's this week's shout outs.
Got to play your end music too, man.
Sweet.
Kenny Varner feeding the ducks with the shout out. We're gonna turn that into a song, Kenny.
A rap song. There we go.
That'll be your theme song, man. So we're almost done here tonight. Anything else you would like to add to our conversation?
I do, if we could. This is kind of a plug here. Kind of a plug.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Are they going to pay us for the plug?
Oh, I hope so. No, seriously. I coach a team of special needs players called Burnham Bulldogs, and it's we're getting to the time of the season now where we're looking for teams to pick up teams to come play us. Our teams play every Wednesday and Sunday, and from August to October. If you could please help our kids get a chance to play a full schedule, contact myself on Facebook or on our special needs page, the Burnham Bulldog Special Needs Facebook page. Or you can reach me at 814-441-8968. We're looking to give the team at least hopefully a 20-game schedule this year. A lot of changes are happening. Going back to the basics, going to have fun, and just hoping to get some teams that want to be a part of it.
Yeah, how many years is that now for you?
17.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're having a 20-game season?
Yeah. Before COVID came, we were up to about 25 to 30 games. But COVID really pulled the plug on that quick.
Yeah, it did it to a lot of people.
Yeah, but
unfortunately.
Yeah, we're trying to get like different organizations that can get teams together. We play teams like WMRF. We played teams we played Midwest Mustangs. Organizations like Overhead Door, we've played them. Professional wrestlers, we've played them. We've even played a haunted house group around Halloween time. So if you know anybody, you want to get a group of players together, you won't regret it. It's a fun time.
Cool. WMRF, they must bring ringers along because, the people that own Seven Mountains own Murph and own Big Louie, and I worked for them for a long time, and I know there's no athletes in that building. I can guarantee you. Maybe Rocco a little bit.
Rocco, Chuck Curry was pretty good.
Chuck?
Yeah, Chuck was good. Yeah.
All right, I'll have to ask him. Because I know I didn't personally do anything for WMRF. But I still, like I said, for Big Louie, for all these years, you notice they never asked me to participate. Not at all.
Not even the
That shows
coach.
that shows you what they think of my athletic ability. Well, now it's impossible, but back then they didn't. So, okay, we'll give some plugs here too. Kenny, his hometown sports scene, hometownsportscene.com also has hometown sports Facebook page. You can find them there. We also can find both of us sometimes at Central PA Sports, facebook.com Central PA Sports page. And Kenny mentioned his special needs page. I've been doing some stuff non-high school, the Sports Scribe. You can find that at sportscribe.substack.com. Today I wrote an article on sports rivalries. I played amateur psychiatrist to talk about why I feel people get so wrapped up in rivalries. You know, we do, whether we want to admit it or not. Whenever the Rams play the 49ers, I want them to be destroyed and humiliated. The 49ers. Nothing makes me feel better than when the 49ers get beat. And hey, that's the way it is. But yeah, we got the summer to look forward to here. Spring's over. Mighty good one. Congratulate every team that made it to states, made it to the playoffs. Special congrats to Bellefonte and Bald Eagle area baseball for winning the state title, and for Bald Eagle softball, Juniata softball, and who else am I missing?
Mount
Union baseball, sorry, for making the state finals. And everybody in track, everybody through the whole school year, winter sports, spring sports, fall sports, make it fun it's why we do what we do.
Oh yeah.
And it's been a great time. And now we'll look forward to having guests in the summer. Want to get the Travis on and maybe Adam Barrick about the Juniata girls wrestling. We'll try to get on some the Junior Babe Ruth guys, the managers. I think it's going to be Josh. Didn't Josh say Josh Snook for 13s, Billy Corbin 14s, and John Panizzo 15s?
I believe so, yeah.
We'll try to get them on maybe, and some other surprise guests, maybe some locals who are in college getting the summer off, talk to them. So we'll stay busy here. So, keep tuning in on Wednesday nights. And we thank you for doing so. Any final words, Mr. V?
Just enjoy the summer, everybody. Keep tuning in to us on Wednesday. And thanks again for making a trip tonight and following us.
Thank you, everybody. For Kenny Varner, I'm Brian Carson. Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate it. Each and every one of you, deep gratitude from our hearts. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week on the Press Box. Good night.
Good night, everybody.